According to the InterNACHI Home Inspection Standards of Practice, the inspector shall inspect from the ground level or the eaves, the roof covering materials, the gutters and downspouts, vents, flashing, skylights, chimney and other roof penetrations, and the general structure of the roof. The inspector shall describe the type of roof covering materials and shall report, as in need of correction, any observed indications of active roof leaks. The inspector is not required to walk upon any roof surface.
Hi, I'm Jim Crum. This is Mike. We're going to inspect this 1971 ranch house today. We're going to use the InterNACHI Standards of Practice. Remember, this is a visual inspection, so we're going to focus on the SOPs. The SOPs say we start with the roof, so we have our ladder set up. Let's get started. Okay, remember, we are required to inspect the roof, but we're not required to walk it. We are required to say what type of roofing material it is and observe either from the ground, from a ladder at roof edge, binoculars, etc. When it's safe, we like to walk them because it's really hard to see the penetrations, the sidewall flashings, etc. with either a drone or a camera on a stick or just binoculars. So nothing really beats walking it, but inspector safety really takes priority over everything. So when you are walking a roof, climbing a ladder, remember your three-point connection. Always have a hand on the ladder. Don't carry things extra. When we're here, we can check and see how many layers, etc. we have and our flashings. We want 3 rungs above the ladder, so when we get off, we can hang on. Let's inspect the roof. Okay, as we get on the roof, we are required to say what type of roofing material. This is asphalt composition shingles. We're required to look at the venting. We're required to look at the visible flashings, things like that. So we're looking, okay, we have a drip edge flash. Right here is where we could look and see how many layers of shingles very easily. This is a step flashing or a sidewall flashing. They're supposed to terminate within 3/4 of an inch of the bottom of the shingle because we have nails. So this one's a little high. There's one up here that's a little high. So my report would say a few of the step sidewall flashings were installed improperly. We want to shed that sheds the water to right here, and we want to shed it after the nail, not on top. So that one right there is a little bit off. We do have a counter flashing. A lot of jurisdictions wouldn't require that because of the overhang here, but it's still a great idea. The shingles themselves look in pretty good shape. You know, we're gonna walk around the roof feeling for low spots. Looks like we might have a little hail damage. Here we have our nail heads. We wanna make sure that they're all caulked. A single nail head that's not caulked will fail a roof cert. So, coming on the back side again. Here we have some hail. Right there's a hail hit. Looking around, I can see a hail hit. So the roof does have some hail damage over here. It's probably enough that if somebody argued they could get a hail claim on the roof, it would definitely be considered cosmetic. But I would at least point out the hail damage to my clients, because if their insurance company comes up and they count 8 to 10 hits in a 10 by 10 or a square, they can refuse coverage on the roof. So I definitely would want it noted that there is hail damage on this roof. You know, we're required to inspect the gutters. We can see right here without having to get too close that there's a lot of leaves in the gutters. It's fall. The gutters need to be cleaned. Let's step off the garage roof onto the main roof. Talking about these turtle vents or ridge vents, we want to see them at the very peak. Code says that you're required to have, if there's no vapor barrier in the attic, a square foot of venting for every 150 square foot of attic. If there's a vapor barrier, we're only required to have 1 square foot for every 300. Now you won't know if it's right or wrong till you go in the attic and you see if there's a vapor barrier on the insulation or not. However, in Colorado, we almost never see a vapor barrier, so we pretty much always use the 1 in 150 rule. If you go to some southern areas, they always use a vapor barrier, so they will use the 1 in 300 rule. So home inspections are location, 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 just like real estate. So those are things you're gonna have to kind of learn what works in your neighborhood. Now, our flue. The flue and bathroom vent, we should have what's called a storm collar. There should be a little sheet metal, almost like a hat sitting on it, to shed the water around this. Right now, they're relying on the caulking. When the caulking fails, we'd be able to get water down that. So I'd want to have a note that the storm collars were missing. Never ever walk backwards on a roof. You'll notice I walk sideways. Don't do this. You might get to the edge and not be thinking about it and go off. You're required to have one roof vent. You're not required to have 2 or 3. A lot of houses have multiples. In the mountains, sometimes we see houses with no roof vents because the ice and snow will rip them off. So they put air admittance valves in the attic. The jurisdictions allows it. That's why we're not code inspectors, because for every code, a jurisdiction can overrule it because something doesn't work in their area. So here's our main stack. In this particular situation, it's a soil stack, so our toilets all dump into this. So this goes straight out to the street. So we want to look at the rubber flashing. Is it in good shape? Is it cracked? Is it deteriorated? Did they caulk the nails down here? That all looks okay. Again, we have leaves in the gutters. Here, if you look really closely, you can see red chalk line. That tells you this roof's probably less than 5 years old, maybe even less than that. Colorado is one of the leading hail states in the nation, so it's not unusual for us to see a brand new roof with hail damage. It just takes out one storm. But a lot of roofers will snap a line to that ridge shingle so they make them nice and straight. So again, coming to this side, you know, we're basically looking at the same thing. Does the roof wave? Is it nice and flat? This roof actually looks really, really good except for a little bit of cosmetic hail damage. So all we had for flashings really are on the outside there. Any of these sidewall flashings, it's safer for us to look from the ground up than it is to reach over and do this. So we kind of want to keep our distance away from that edge. It's not the safest place to walk. Right here, we were talking about how flat it is. I can see a little bit of a crown right here and one right there. Probably have a little bit of moisture damage on this side of the sheathing, so we have a little bit of scalloping. We're in the attic, we'll look and see how bad that looks. It doesn't look too excessive to me, but we might find at some point this house had ice damming because all of those soffit vents that I saw have been added. They weren't there originally. So somebody may have been doing that to get rid of this problem. Why don't we complete the roof inspection? We'll go down, we'll start the exterior. The exterior also looks at the soffits and fascia, which is part of the roof structure, but we put that in the exterior just because it makes a little more sense to do that from down below. So we're done with 3.1 roofing. We're gonna go to 3.2 exterior.